How are you? I'm fine. I'm good. Sounds like all of us. But sometimes, personally, I have a feeling I wish I could peel back the layers and talk about what it really means to show up as myself. We all know that being a woman is complex, beautiful, and sometimes exhausting. Mother, daughter, partner, leader, dreamer, we wear many hats. But who are we when we take them off? Here, we'll be talking about being you as a woman. This conversation isn't here to give you tips and ways to be closer to yourself. It will only hand you over your torch back that you dropped several years ago while walking on your path. You don't need to be told anything, only a reminder of what you already have.
Has anyone ever asked you to just be yourself?
A couple of times I've had a lot of people in my life they would be like, oh, you know what, girl, just try and be yourself. And even if there would be instances where I would feel nervous or something, or probably if I'm trying something for the first time, they'd be like, oh, just you'll crack it, just be yourself. So yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah, but have you ever wondered what that is? Like, what do you mean, be yourself? Who is myself? What is that?
Well, it's a very, very deep topic. When I start talking about it, probably it's going to sound abstract, but the thing is, what really makes me wonder is when people say be yourself, do they actually know who they are? Like in terms of,
Themselves.
in themselves in the very first place. And when it comes to being yourself, the first key thing that it starts with is shedding the identities that the world attaches you with. What I mean by that is the moment a child is born, you have labels that come up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Considering the sex that you're assigned at birth, which is male, female, okay, it starts from there and then moves on to the family you were born in, and then the school that you went to, the degree that you did, the university you graduated from, the profession you have. Oh, well, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a professor, I'm a dancer, or whatever. The partner that you have in life, the family that you have, and the houses that you own. Oh, I own 3 cars, I own 2 houses, one is in Mauritius, and all those things. And that's where these layers start coming up.
Yeah.
And when you start attaching yourself to those layers, it's very easy for us to be detached from who we are in the very first place. A very easy example for you would be even in terms of our bodies. You tell me, when I ask you, what's your age? What are you going to say?
20?
Well, that's your body's age.
Yeah.
Because we all have a soul inside, and everyone knows that, right? Everyone is aware of that concept of soul consciousness. But the thing is, we are so quick to get detached from that thing and just be like, oh, well, no, that's not me, but it's my thoughts, it's my emotions, and whatever I feel and all the things that I own, it's me. Well, there's a difference between the things, the external things. They are there for you throughout this life journey. Nobody came with someone, and nobody's going to go with someone, right? You and I, we're going to go, and we're going to shed this body too. The soul is something which is timeless, but not your body, which is never had that concept of being invincible. Nobody is. But the problem is we become so attached to those things that we think, well, everything is invincible and it's going to stay forever, when in reality none of that does.
So, how do you think people react to what society expects of them? So, how do you think this societal expectations, in terms of who we are, how do these two combine together? Are we really who we are, or are we who society wants us to be?
Well, that's the thing, because it's a juggle between the two, right? The moment you're here, a child is just like an open book. They just want to learn, they just want to see everything, want to try everything. But it's when the societal expectations start coming and then it layers you up, it keeps layering you to the fact that you lose the connection with who you were in the first place. There are so many, it's let me bring it down to a very, very simple thing. As kids, we love to question. We're so curious about everything, right? Why is the flower pink, or why is the sky blue, or how did I came into this world? All those questions, like n number of questions kids ask. After a certain period of time, we are literally asked by other people, please ask questions. Please say something. Because the problem is, we stop asking questions, and it's not because we were not born in that way. We were. But the societal expectations made us in that way that we forgot that yes, our nature was curious inherently. Nothing came and nothing changed, but it was just the societal expectations. And the same thing applies even to this fact that you are a timeless soul. But the fact is that so many identities layer you up, you get attached, and the moment you get attached, you become detached from the true sense of who you are.
So would you say those identities aren't important?
Not at all. In fact, they are important for you to lead your life. But the problem here becomes is when you're too much attached. Okay, a very simple analogy I'm going to use here is you're having your drink in your favorite drinking glass. You've been using it for 7 years now. Suddenly that breaks. Now, most of us instinctively, our reaction is, oh my God, it broke. How come? It was my favorite drinking glass. Where would I get this again from? The whole dramatic situation that we're going to create. And instead of taking a moment and looking at the glass, or probably those broken pieces because the glass isn't there anymore, can we be appreciative of the fact that, well, I got to use you for 7 years and you served me so well and I loved having my drink in this favorite drinking glass. And now that you're gone, I appreciate your presence that was there throughout 7 years of my life. That's the problem. We do not engage in those things. It might sound weird. It might sound like, oh, well, this is not being human. Well, this is being human. Because the fact is, you're so much attached to your identities that you become detached from your true sense of self. And that's why we are very quick to say, oh, well, unease, worry, concern, jealousy, all these are part of being human. No, they're not. It's just that these things, these feelings have driven you away from who you were meant to be in the first place.
Yeah. How do you find a balance between the two? How do you find the balance between your identities and then who you are yourself truly?
Okay, so this literally takes a lot of practice. It's just like your house is going to accumulate dust in the corners, right? If you don't clean it.
Yeah.
It's the same way with yourself. Lots of opinions, lots of wounds we tend to carry from every day. Could be an argument, could be a conflict. Even that creeps in.
Yeah.
And it's going to go into your subconscious if you sleep with that. Your inner voice keeps telling you certain things, and that's why there is an unease that you feel. There are certain thoughts that emerge. There are certain emotions that will emerge. Do not firstly identify with them. When I say identification, do not say, I'm worried, I'm depressed, I'm concerned. I am feeling worried. I am feeling concerned, or I'm feeling anxious. When you start using the terminology as feeling, your brain gets a message, oh, well, yeah, it's just for a time being.
Okay.
Instead of saying, I am. I am is like, oh, yeah, I am this, and I'm going to stay like this forever. So there is a very subtle switch that we need to make in terms of the terminologies that we use. That's the first thing. The other thing would be serve with detachment. Now, when I say serve with detachment, well, detachment is a very bad word. It has a negative connotation. No, it does not. When I say detachment, it's the same thing. I appreciate whatever I have in my life. I appreciate that I was raised in so-and-so family. I'm appreciative of the fact that I got to go in this school. I'm appreciative of the fact that I got a degree from so-and-so university, whatever that could be. But please do not attach your identity, because the problem with this is, as you said, finding a balance. If you do not find a balance, say for example, someone served in the defense, right? Once they retire, identity crisis. Oh, I don't know, who am I? Well, if I'm someone who is making money and I'm running my business very well, one day my business just collapses, crashes, done, over, game over. Then again, existential crisis, who am I? That's the reason why people commit suicide. One of the many reasons, for sure. Because you have attached your sense of worth, your sense of identity to those things which are so feeble, which will break. Which are destined, which are bound to break, which are bound to end. So if you're attaching your identities to something which is not even real, it's an illusion. And the world is an illusion, by the way. Everything is. Learning to find a balance. I'm not saying negate this and be like, oh, well, I'm just a soul, I don't care, I'm not going to do my duties. You have to, of course. To be in this world, you have to.
Yeah.
But what is your intention when you're doing behind that? Stop attaching yourself to things which will end, which will definitely end. And instead, try to strike a balance, have time for yourself, answer to the messages your inner voice sends you again and again. All of us love looking at messages, right? Your phone, your WhatsApp, your Instagram. We're going to scroll mails, right? We see
Yeah.
our messages. That's our choice if we want to respond or not, but we do see them. How many of us make time to see the messages that our inner voice sends us? Could be negative, yes. Most of us have our very, very inner, negative inner voice, critical voice. Oh, you are such a bad person. You messed up. You're mean. All these things. And especially after a conflict, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Does happen. How many of you can express compassion towards yourself? Would you ever tell this to your friend, to someone you love? Oh, well, you know what? You screwed up. You're really bad.
No.
See?
But you're always harsher on yourself than
Why?
you are on other people. Can't tell you. I have no idea.
That is the reason, because the world is too noisy, it's too loud, and it says, well, love only comes when you're sacrificing, love only comes in your life when you are humble. People have confused humility with negative self, inner voice. Humility is completely different. It is when you're able to acknowledge the things that you have in your life and not be like, oh, well, yeah, it's me who's doing everything, and you know, you have to strike a balance there. But when it comes to your inner voice, how many of us, because it's your child which is crying, it's the inner child which is crying and needs some healing, needs your attention. It needs care. How many of us make an effort willingly? There was a study that I was talking about previously that showed that people were ready to take electric shocks than to sit with their inner voice. And you really look at the quality of our thoughts that we have. It doesn't take time to think positively about someone. I ask you, please tell me about this person A, what are their good qualities? You'll say, yeah, good person, genuine, behaves well. That's it. 2 or 3 lines, summary, over, full stop. If I tell you, please tell me some negative things about this person, oh, you will have a list. And you'll go on and on. That's the thing, that's the lens. That's the exact lens that we're using to see ourselves, to see the other person. But the fact is, because of the societal norm, we cannot say someone that you're a bad person. You're extremely shitty, even if your thoughts are saying that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's the same thing. Because now here, when we are working with ourselves, we do not have that filter. Because there is no social norm. Nobody's keeping a check on you. And that's why that voice is too harsh.
So that was really beautiful. I really, really like that. I'm going to end this out with one last question, relating it a bit more to our roles as women. So like you were talking about identities. One of our identity since birth is like, oh, I'm a female, right? This comes with a lot of expectations. We've talked about this throughout many episodes, many podcasts.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, in society, have you ever felt like your identity as a woman was being graded by either society or by other women?
Could you just tie it down, like in terms of graded as in?
Yeah, so did you ever feel like you were being evaluated, let's say, like you're at an event, at like a prestigious event, let's put it like that, and then you feel as though people are kind of maybe judging, maybe your outfit, maybe the way you're behaving, who you are as a woman, who you're supposed to be as a woman, and that was being judged or graded?
I love that question, because immediately it reminds me of the fact it doesn't even start later in life, it starts early on. Even as kids, a girl, if she knows certain talents, like if she is into dancing, singing, guests would come in, and the parents would be like, hey, come on, sing the song for the people that we have at home, or probably bring your favorite painting, or just dance or something, and the kid is going to do, because they don't know that, right? And it's just a societal expectation. And or probably a girl would be asked, oh, bring your Barbie dolls and show to your guests which ones you were playing with. And if it's a boy, maybe like probably, oh, show your sports gear, or probably a car that you were playing with. This is where things actually start. It's very subtle, very, very subtle. Oh, okay, so girls have to be into, they should try out singing or be dancers. It's very hard to find men in those areas. Very few.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there aren't any, there are.
Yes.
And it's changing, but it's very slow. Very slow.
Yeah.
And even if it exists, even on the surface level, people will be like, oh wow, you're doing that, so great. Or probably if a woman is into car racing or something, oh wow, that's great. But behind the back, there'll be a lot of shitty things going on. And even for guys, even for men, if they are into dancing, music, baking, or whatever, we are more appreciative of that fact. And if a girl is into car racing, shooting, or anything like that, well, that raises some eyebrows and be like, on the surface, everyone is going to be, oh wow, that's so good. But what are your thoughts going on? People know that. What they're thinking about it. And these norms are forced early on. Like it's not even, and personally, sometimes I have felt that too until I really realized, well, I don't have to abide by certain things. Oh, you should dress in a certain way, and it's, if I dress in a certain way, it's for me that I do. I'm not doing, usually girls are trained in a way, oh, well, you have to dress in a certain way so that you can get attention, quote unquote. And that's why females tend to, spend lots and lots of amount on getting their things done and salon, even if they're not interested. I have seen females who have been going to the gym, not because they wanted to go, but because they were forced by their female members of the family to reduce weight so that they could be someone that could be married off later. It's a pathetic sight to really see those things, and it does happen. It's not only specific or tied to a specific culture. Many women also do it, even if their female members of the family are not forcing them, just because they want to look nice. They want to look attractive. That's a clear indication of self-hate. You do not love who you are. I'm not saying do not work on yourself, but what is the intention behind? Do you want to seek attention, attraction, or because you love yourself? And probably try something healthy in your life, or probably a change. It ultimately comes down to intention. So I think it's not even the behaviors, but with what intention a behavior is being performed, with what intention something is being said, that actually determines the entire cycle of how things operate.
Yeah, that was really beautifully said. I mean, it's always the intention behind the action, right? If you want to better yourself, if you're going to the gym because you want to be healthier, it's your own goal you set for yourself, that's perfectly fine. But if you're only doing it to fit in with what some people have set up, then it's harmful to you, and honestly it's probably not even going to work because you're not, it's not what you really want.
You would lose motivation. That's the thing. Exactly. People think, oh, well, if you're really committed to yourself, you're going to show up. But if you committed, oh, I didn't get the attraction I wanted, I'm giving up on this. And most of us actually do that. Let me tell you that. It's it's a few percentage of people who would actually show up because they want to show up for themselves. We always do it for the other person. And then we tend to even blame that person. Listen, I was doing this for you. Worse than that. And the person will be like, well, I didn't ask you to do that in the first place for me. Why did you do it? Because it's all the brain fantasizing all this, right? It's the brain that starts thinking, well, if I do, I'm going to get this attention. Expectations. With expectations, please be ready to be disappointed, because expectations has a clear pathway towards disappointment.
Yeah, for sure. I think you put together exactly how it feels to be, forced into certain roles by, what society expects from your identity as a woman, and how women themselves force these qualities onto other women because of simply expectations.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, we're not leading authentic lives. Ask many women and ask about their life satisfaction rate. You'll get the
real answer. Yeah.